good friend of about 35 years, Mr. Jimmy, with the Asheville Guitar Bar this Friday, and hopefully you'll all come out and check it out. My first memory of music, I'd have to go back to Gene Autry. He was a singing cowboy, and when I was young, I wanted to be Gene Autry. And I would go around the house, decked out in my cowboy gear, singing and asking my mom, "Do I sound like and look like Gene Autry?" And she goes, "Yes, son, you do." My first introduction to the blues is probably like a lot of people my age when I started hearing the Rolling Stones. And I would, instead of reading books, I would read album covers. And you would see all these strange names under the song titles. And then, like probably everybody else, you start working your way back. And who's this guy, J. Reed? Who's this guy, W. Dixon? And that led me to the blues. Went out and bought my first Jimmy Reed album. I think I was about 16. Jimmy Reed's Greatest Hits. I was born and raised on the south side of Chicago. And one of the things that I didn't know until later is that all these idols that I had heard on record were right there on the south side of Chicago. All you had to do was go down to the clubs, and there'd be Junior Wells, James Cotton, John Primer, Louis Myers, the list goes on and on and on. One of the benefits is you got to see them, how they did it, and you're right there in front of them, sitting for hours watching them. And you got the opportunity to actually sit in, play with them, learn from them. And those are experiences that you just don't get off the records. I think my philosophy about music is you gotta just keep trying. You know, it isn't, if you're looking for an end goal, there isn't a, that's good and that's sad. And some of the other things that were taught to me was, one in particular was Jerry Wilson. Jerry Wilson was a saxophone player who used to play with Ray Charles, Aretha Franklin, and just one of the sweetest guys I ever met. And he would see me playing, and I'd be like, whatever I was doing, and he'd go, "Johnny, man, you got to be into your back. You can't get that note going like this." So that was an eye-opener for me. I started to think more about what I was doing. Another experience was one time I was down at Teresa's Lounge. I was in the audience, and I got a chance to get up, sit in with Junior Wells. And the Manhattan Transfer were in the audience, and after the set was done, I went up and talked to Junior and thanked him for letting me come up there and play with him. And for just a minute, and he was taking pictures with them. And he came over to me, and I said, "Junior, I want to thank you for letting me sit in," and it was quite an experience. And his statement back to me was, so I understood what he was saying. Don't be thinking about what you're doing. You've got to be playing from your heart. And that's another advice I took to heart from one of the greats. My thoughts on improvisation is that it really lets the inner you out. I know that sounds probably cliche, but if you go and try to study anybody else, everybody is different. They've all got the same notes, but through improvisation, you're able to bring out your inner self. I moved here about 5 months ago, and one of the first places I went was the Asheville Guitar Bar, where I met Mark and Julia, and where they made me feel very welcome, very comfortable, and I'm so glad to get a chance to be playing at their place once again. The one thing I like about the blues is its freedom, because there's really no wrong way or right way to do it. So long as you're playing from your heart, you're doing it.